Hello and welcome back to the Guns and Glory Show. It is September 20, 2025. I'm out here in the cabin. I was going to make this video a few years ago. I never got around to doing it. I just never got around to getting it just right, although I had some sort of a script written. And at the time, I was practicing Christianity, and it was all biblically based. That's no longer the case for various reasons that you can watch on a playlist and on my channel. I never got married. I'm almost 50. I'll be 50 on October 20. And it's kind of hard to believe. A little side note, by the way, if any of you guys are watching this channel because you want to do this kind of thing, do it now. I'd give anything to have done this when I was 25. I know you gotta get money, you gotta do this before and do that after, but life is really short, man. When you're looking at your 50th birthday, you really start thinking of that. Mom is 76. Anyway, why I never got married, there's a lot of reasons. I started off with this girl named Lynette Arcalian at Springfield Christian Academy. I was a kid. We were both kids. I got my first kiss in one of those big tractor trailer tires in the playground. We kind of reached over and gave a quick peck and left and then ran away. I think we were both in the first grade, I don't remember. She's cute. Anyway, a few years later, I met this girl named Anna. She lived across the street. She was 10. And I thought she was cute, little blonde. And I asked her out. She agreed to date me. And that day she moved. I guess girls start lying pretty young. And then I met Melanie C., also at Springfield Christian Academy, and she was 12 but told me she was 13. I was 16 or 17, I'm not sure. Well, we weren't allowed to date because her dad, super Christian family, and we wound up having this secret forbidden love. Dated her for 11 months, and I was so in love with her. And it caused this 4.5-year suicidal depression when we broke up. Bad enough I had to have a gun in my pocket when I went to go see her. But you can really, really screw your kids up when you get in the way of what's natural. It's your job to guide them through that, not to forbid them from it. To do so is stupid. Anyway, after that, I met Danielle Weir, and she was really pretty. There's a music video by Chris Isaac called Wicked Game. It's black and white. They're on a beach. She looked a bit like her. She was really something. And I really liked her. And her sister Michelle played a game on me one time. They wanted to see if I really liked her, and so she started to kind of hit on me a little bit, and I told her no, because I was in love with Danielle. And then Danielle walked around the corner, having heard all that. She was nearly in tears. I got a pretty good hug. I was a virgin until I was 24. So don't even go there. We were just teenagers. She wasn't allowed to go out with me either. Same reason. I was like 3 or 4 years older than she was. It was normal for me. Dad had 12 years on my mom. To me, that was, nothing. So I had a friend named Eric Johnson. He was living in a car. We kind of gave him a place to stay for a while. He was on dope. I don't mean weed, but just bad stuff. He was arrested a few years later. I saw it in the newspaper. He was living in a car with an alligator. And I said, yep, that's Eric. Leather jacket and the whole thing. But he was only a year older than Danielle, so he was perfect in the parents' eyes. and they're weird. They're Jehovah's Witnesses. So they went out, and me and Eric talked. It was cool, and he got her pregnant. And the satisfaction that I have from that, and when her parents apologized to me for that, it never went away. It's still there. And my friend Todd Dyer, he's dead now. He had Down syndrome. Yeah, Down's is cruel. Between him and my mom's autistic boyfriend, I changed from pro-life to more pro-choice. This is by the way they treated people like him. But anyway, he called me up. He said, "Oh, no, this girl's over here, and she's talking about killing herself." And so I had survived a really bad attempt very recently to that. And he wanted me to talk to her, try to talk her out of it. So I went over there to talk her out of it. I'm like, I'm not looking for a girlfriend. Of course, that's how it works. Our eyes met, and that was it. We were in love. And she'd been, I don't know exactly what happened because she's never been able to tell the truth. So I don't know. She said her mom broke her wrist or her elbow or something, and she was homeless and needed a place to stay. So I snuck her into the basement over at Oak Ridge. And I wish my parents would have said no. That wasn't a good relationship for either one of us. We wound up, Dad kicked us out. I was like 24. Just late bloomer, not ready to be out yet. They didn't tell me. They didn't teach me how. So me and her are living out of a car, which drove us together. We were poor, which drove us together, kept us together. And I guess we weren't right for each other. It was a bad relationship, a lot of yelling, a lot of screaming, a lot of arguing, a lot of misery, a lot of tears. A lot of things broken. She had problems. She was jealous of me, I guess, and didn't want anybody else around me, including my friends, drove everybody away. I lost a few good friends. I've been trying to find Jeff now for a few years, but I don't know where to find him. If you happen to see this, Posnick, look me up. She always caused problems. She wouldn't clean. And I don't like to live in a mess. Look at the way I keep my place. This winter it got a little bit down, but I'm fine. She wouldn't clean, wouldn't cook, wouldn't recognize the authority structure within a relationship. Like I said, I was full-on Christian until a few years ago. Every thought, word, and deed was based in Scripture. I tried. I overdid it. And I screwed it up. Well, did my part to screw up the relationship by just trying too hard to do the right thing. Or what I thought was the right thing. And in many cases, I was wrong. But I tried after she left. Every time she'd leave, I'd want her back. This is probably a boring video for everybody, but I guess I had to talk, if only to myself. Every time she'd leave, I'd want her back. And then I thought she would never leave no matter what I did or how I acted. And she proved me wrong, thankfully. And I thought I'd be able to find somebody else, but we were homeless together, and that's not really great for your teeth. So I didn't have really good insurance, and the best option was to pull them, all of them. And my insurance wouldn't cover the anesthesia, so I had to do that awake, and that should have been illegal. That was human torture. And I remember I was starting to lose my mind. I'll never be the same after that, but that's a different thing. And not only that, living in the country with the best medical care in the world. The girls, they're shallow, they won't touch you if you don't have teeth. I can't blame them. I don't want to make out with somebody that doesn't have teeth either. But I was 20-something, like 24. I don't remember, I was young. should have been doing this instead of that. So I haven't had a girlfriend in 23 years. And then on top of that, like, I'm poor, right? If you don't have money, you don't go out. If you don't go out on Friday and Saturday, you don't meet anybody. You don't meet anybody, you don't get married. That's how it works. It's just math. It's not like God's gonna bring the one into your life. That's something people convince themselves of. But I couldn't meet anybody. I've never been very confident. That's why I don't have any friends. I don't know how to meet people. And all I wanted was a young, attractive woman that was intelligent. Its intelligence to me is one of the hottest characteristics of a young woman. Like the stupid blonde stereotype doesn't get it for me at all. I don't care about that. I don't want an idiot running around a bend there. I wanted somebody that was intelligent, with a symmetrical face, young, happy, make up for some of the stuff that I don't have. I didn't think that was too much to ask. One day after another, pretty soon it's 23 years, and Christmas is hard. I don't ever want to spend another Christmas alone. And being broke isn't. Like, I'm almost 50, as I said earlier, and the concern is that I won't have enough money to drive down to see my family, and I may have to spend my 50th birthday here alone. I don't want to do that. But these women, they're not worth bringing home. These modern ones, they never break up without a backup. They don't know their place. You gotta be 6'6". You gotta be a 6 foot and 6 figures and have a 6-pack, and I don't. I got suspenders instead. A woman is like anything else. The more money you have, the nicer version of one that you can get. And don't plan on keeping it. Because when the newer model comes on, she's gonna be down the road. And they can lie to you. I know this. One of the reasons I'm not married is because I have a daughter and I've watched her grow up with her relationships. I'm like, nope. Nope. I've always watched other friends go through divorces and breakups. Nope. No thanks. Cost, benefit, risk, reward, pro, con, it's just not there. Especially if you're a man in the United States in our courts. You're better off just not. And I was always moral. That's the funny thing. I would have never cheated on a girl, never broke her heart or played games with her. My friends, they say, find him, fuck him, and flee, and I would look down on that. I hated that, but it's almost, most of them are worth, not all of them. I listen to podcasts a lot, and I'll hear a woman call in and talk about her relationship. I'm thinking, why couldn't I have a girl like that? I really want that. Like Charlie Kirk's wife, or my mother. But I'm not going to take a chance on sifting through several of these girls who are not worth bringing home and are more of a liability than an asset. And to find that one, you could lose everything I've got. I'm not risking everything that I have in a court system that's geared towards women and their benefit. And to be miserable for 2 years before they leave. No, thank you. It's not my cup of tea. The perfect girl for me doesn't exist. Because she would have to be half my age, make twice as much money, and be smart. And if she was that smart, she wouldn't have anything to do with me. So I guess that's that about that. I sure wish I would have had one. If you do, have one more kid than you think you can afford.